Freedom or death is carved on the souls of the Minotaurs as they struggled under the rule of the Pegasus lords. Monarchs of the Equestria treated them with prejudice and arrogance, even if the two species were both residents of this land. It is freedom that beckons every night, and thus, led by a Minotaur called Asterion, the Minotaurs of the Equestria had left their home, departing from the port of Knossos and sailing into the mysterious night sky. And to regain their freedom, they had lost their home, families and friends. Even if this freedom may only last for an hour, it is still better than years of imprisonment. They did find a new land with the guidance of the stars eventually. In memory of their savior Asterion, the new founded 21 colonies were named the land of Asterion, and in the spirit of freedom, a democratic confederation was established. Yet if the monarchs oppressed people's freedom, they would call him a tyrant, but if you indulged, they would eventually become one. The democracy of Asterion lasted for hundreds of years until an ambitious Minotaur took power and crowned himself. A new tyrant was born after the Minotaurs regained their freedom from the Equestrian overlords, and so, just as their ancestors, a new struggle for democracy had begun once more. But with the rise of the Griffonian Empire, this dispute between dictatorship and democracy quickly gave way to this magnificent threat from the west. In the year of 747 ALB, the armies of Emperor Grover I invaded the Creeper Mountains to attack the eastern Griffin principalities of Evivadi. Asterion's mainland territories were easily taken by the Kaiser, but the Minotaurs still held their independence with their naval advantage. And since after, the Minotaurs in Cyanolisia were forcibly separated from their homeland. These wandering children of Asterion lived under the foreigners for centuries, expecting the glorious day that they shall return. Unfortunately, that day may never come as Grover II conquered the entire Asterion. Asterion had fallen in 799, the religion was banned, and freedom was taken. Once more, the Minotaurs find themselves under a foreign tyrant, and once more were oppressed. It was the darkest age in their history, but there would always be sparkles whispering for freedom. Years after years, the tragedy of the Minotaurs was spread all across the shores of Asterion Islands until the land of the Empire was scorched by the Republican Revolution in 978. With the support of Sicamion and Macavia, the Minotaurs had driven the invaders away from their lands. Asterion was restored, except for the lost puzzle of Cyanolisia. The nationalists hold a great idea to recover those lost territories, but the rise of fascism and communism is threatening the government's causes. While the Minotaur minorities in Cyanolisia tried to rebel against their Griffin rulers, their forces were crushed without any aid eventually. 28 years later, while the desire to reclaim Cyanolisia still burns, the political disputes are tearing the country apart, but the children of Asterion would eventually fight together. They will not forget Cyanolisia, even if tragedies tormented her for centuries. Her soul will never bend.